Hello there, thanks so much for stopping by. In today's video, I want to talk to you about how to freeze spinach. I have this bag of spinach that's on its last leg, and as I'm filming this, we are in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic, meaning we are all staying at home, but whether you are staying at home right now or not, there's no sense in wasting good money on food that ends up going bad. And so I am determined to help you make the most use of the food that you have on hand, quarantine or not. So in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about a few things. I want to talk about why you might consider freezing your spinach, a couple of different ways that you can freeze your spinach. Then I'm going to show you how I freeze my spinach. I think it's the easiest, fastest, most useful way, and I'm going to tell you more about that in this video. And finally, I'm going to tell you how to use your spinach once you have frozen it. Let's dive in. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here today. My name's Amy. I'm a mom and natural food chef, and my whole goal in life is to help you feed your family healthy food more often by making it easier. So in today's video, I want to show you how to freeze spinach. So first, why? If you are like me, you are no stranger to well-intentioned vegetables melting in your refrigerator drawers. And like I said, as I'm filming this, we are all in coronavirus quarantine, meaning that we are staying home more often and trying to shop less often. But honestly, the stuff that I'm sharing here today, like being a good steward of the food we buy, is so important all the time. The amount of food waste in the world is just staggering. And as I always have told folks when I'm teaching in-person cooking classes, the kale that goes bad in the fridge doesn't actually make you any healthier. So in this case, the spinach that goes bad in the fridge doesn't actually make you any healthier. So that got me thinking, like, what am I gonna do with this bag of spinach? I have plenty of salad greens, so I don't want a salad with it. And what I really want is to make smoothies, but I'm not ready to make smoothies with this yet. So I ventured off to figure out, how can I freeze spinach? So there are two main ways that you can freeze your spinach successfully. The first is you can like steam or saute it just really quickly. Or you can boil it a little bit, and then you can lay it flat on a baking sheet and you can freeze it that way. That would give you the end result that's a lot like commercial frozen spinach that you buy, meaning that it's lightly cooked and then it's frozen, and that would work to like squeeze out and put into a lasagna or some pasta or those kinds of things. The other alternative is to use your spinach as a puree and add it to things like smoothies or soups or even like tomato sauce if you're feeling like your kids really need an extra dose of greens. And that is what I want to show you here today. So you'll need a few things in order to do this. You need a blender. It doesn't have to be a big strong blender in this case. Almost any blender will do. You just might have to tweak your proportions a little bit. You will need some freezing devices, things to freeze it in. I love these ice cube trays. These are Tovolo, both of them are. I'll link to them in the notes, and there's this really big one. I think that's meant for whiskey, but it's perfect for like bone broth and spinach and soup cubes. And then these smaller ones that I used to use for baby food portions, but I'm going to use it for the spinach today, and I'm going to put them into both of these. I'll show you how. And then I have some filtered water, just a couple of cups. I probably won't even need all of that. Let me show you how. All right, so you're going to open up your spinach. This is 5 ounces of spinach. If you have a big tub, you'll just adjust your proportions accordingly. Okay. So you dump your spinach into your blender. You drop some, because that's just how it works. Then you are gonna add a little bit of water. I always like to add up to the 1 cup line. I thought I had spinach on my shirt. It's not actually 1 cup because you have some spinach in there, but I'll measure for you about how much it was. What was that? Okay, that was about, a cup that I actually added in there, even around the spinach, accounting for that. So about a cup of water. And then, this is difficult, you're gonna blend. All right, once it's blended up, there's no more small pieces in there. And you could add a little bit less water to start. You're gonna make a mess. I'm gonna make a mess. That's always true. But this is really pureed. It's gonna be perfect, like I said, for sauces or smoothies, mostly smoothies, let's be honest. And then I'm just gonna fill these up. I'm leaving a little bit of space for the liquid to expand. Okay, so I'm just gonna fill all of these because that's gonna fill it all up. Last time I got some extra ones, but if you have little ice cube trays, that's okay too. Even if you have regular ice cube trays, you can use those. It does help if they're silicone, it just makes it a lot easier to pop them out. So now what I'm gonna do is take this whole thing and put it into the freezer. And then through the magic of planning ahead and editing, I'm gonna show you what the spinach cubes look like at the end. I made these a couple days ago with, you guessed it, more extra spinach that I had. We haven't been great at eating spinach lately, so I'm super happy for this technique. So this is what those big cubes look like. And then this is what the smaller cubes look like. I used the big cubes in a smoothie the other day and it was perfect. I used one for a smoothie for 2 of us, which is maybe a little less spinach than we normally have, but I loved how it added some iciness and body to it. One thing I'll note is that even with a strong blender, it did have like a couple of chunks still left because it's a pretty big piece for it to break up. So if you have a smaller blender, you might consider making smaller cubes and just using a couple of them instead of just one, and that'll be easier for your blender to break up. So that is how I make and use my frozen spinach cubes. I hope this was helpful to you today. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment and check back often as I'm posting new videos every week to help you feed your family healthy food more often.